Today we're going to hear some stories about the Vietnam War from some American veterans. This is part 3 of a 5-part series. If you missed part 1 or part 2, check the links below. Also, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our awesome content. Our first story is from Air Force veteran Thomas. I was in Vietnam from December 1966 to December 1967. I worked as an air traffic controller. We were stationed at Tan Son Nut near Saigon. There was a medic on our base who was highly skilled. His name was Captain Anderson. He had this little shack behind the enlisted men's barracks where he grew herbs and vegetables. It was amazing the things that he could grow in that place. He also had a pet monkey that he rescued after it stepped on a landmine and lost its leg. He made a little wooden peg leg for the monkey. One day the monkey was missing and we couldn't find him anywhere. Then we started hearing screams in the jungle. So we grabbed our rifles and went to investigate. We found the monkey in a tree with a big fat python constrictor wrapped around its body. The medic got up in his tree and started throwing rocks at the snake, yelling and screaming. He scared the snake away and grabbed the monkey before it slithered off into the jungle. Later that day, the medic came to my barracks room and asked if I wanted to buy a monkey. I said, "Hell yeah." He said, "Well, here you go." He handed me this little monkey and told me to take care of it. Well, I took the monkey back to my room and left him in my duffel bag until I could figure out what to do with him. A couple hours later, I heard screams in the jungle again. I opened my duffel bag and the monkey climbed out, ran across my room, and jumped out the window. I never saw him again. Our next story is from Navy veteran Mike. I was in Vietnam from January 1968 to January 1969. I was on a river patrol boat. Our job was to intercept Viet Cong supply boats on the Mekong River. One day we received intelligence that there was a large VC supply convoy traveling downriver. We moved our boat into position and waited for them to pass by. When they did, we hailed them in English and told them to stop. Of course, they didn't understand us, so we fired warning shots across their bow. They ignored us and continued on. So we opened fire with our machine guns and rocket launcher. They returned fire with a recoilless rifle. Luckily, one of the rounds ricocheted off the side of our boat and hit the engine, disabling it. We were able to capture the boat and search it without getting anyone else hurt. What was funny was that when we boarded the boat, we found out that it was full of water. Apparently, the crew had been bailing out all day to lighten the load, so the only thing left on board was a few cases of beer. We drank to that. Our next story is from Army veteran Tom. I was in Vietnam from June 1967 to June 1968. I was a medic with an infantry unit. One night we were on a hilltop when we came under attack. It was the middle of the night and it started raining heavily. The next thing we knew, rockets were screaming in from the valley below. We spent a very tense night dodging rockets and mortars while calling in artillery support. As soon as the first light came, we started receiving supplies and reinforcements. Just as we were settling in for another day in the field, we heard screams in the jungle. Nobody could see anything because it was so thick and dark, but we could hear this commotion in the trees. Then, we saw this huge shape start moving through the foliage. It looked like a giant bear or a gorilla. It came right up to our position and started ripping apart a poncho. Then it disappeared back into the jungle. Nobody ever figured out what that thing was. But to this day, I swear it was King Kong. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed these stories from some American veterans of the Vietnam War. If you have a story of your own, we would love to hear it. Please share it in the comments below. Also, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our awesome content.